Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a most marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, Jonathan Majors and this woman are now in court about the case that was brought against him about his inappropriate behavior towards her. That's about as delicately as I can put it. Now they're in court, and he's claiming that she was the aggressor. The driver of the car that they were riding in said through a translator that he didn't do anything to her, that he didn't assault her. His lawyer maintained from the beginning that he was not the aggressor, that she was the aggressor, and that they had tapes and footage and text messages and all of that, and it appears that she was right. But he was the one that's arrested, he's the one that's charged, and he's the one that's on trial. At the beginning, it did look like he was guilty of something. And I don't doubt that the New York Police Department did something tricky against him. But it's odd the way it's turning out. Because he was the one that called the police in the first place. Well, he was the one that called the ambulance in the first place, and the police came. I'm told that when you call the ambulance in New York, the police shows up. But they showed up, and they didn't see anything that she could have done wrong. It was all about what he had done, because that's what she said. Now, this is the strangest case. It's just the oddest situation between two people that I think I've ever seen. Two people that are supposed to be in a relationship and are supposed to care about each other. They have footage of him, and I'll put that in the description box so you can see it. And it goes on for about a minute and something. He's running, trying to get away from her, and she's chasing behind him. And then he circled back around, and it looked like they were walking off together. She was walking behind him. It just looked like something out of a movie, like they were making a movie. And then in a recording that was played in court, he can be heard in the background talking to her about straying from the plan. He tells her she should model her behavior after the supportive partners of other famous men, and he named Coretta King and Michelle Obama. So he's telling this white woman that she should behave like two black women. And he was talking to her gently. He didn't even raise his voice. He was speaking in a calm and gentle tone, making a reasonable request to his partner who had come home drunk. I'll admit, I found the whole conversation strange that a black man would be talking to a white woman who's supposed to be the paragon of virtue and common sense and class and femininity, and he's telling her to behave like two black women? My question is that the kind of treatment that a black woman in the same situation would have gotten from him? And there were others who made these observations as well. Somebody raised the question on X, which I still call Twitter. How would he have handled it if she was a black woman who came in drunk while he was having an important business meeting at home? How would he have handled that? Would he have been speaking to a black woman as if to remind her that they were on the same team and that she needed to comport herself in a professional manner because how she behaves reflects on him and the success of his career, and they are in it together? Would he have been making suggestions to a black woman about whom she should model her behavior after, and doing it in a way as if to say, we're a team. You're supposed to be a team player. and then pivot back to the courtroom, and he's presenting evidence of her behavior. And it seems like just in random time, he has footage of what's been going on between them. So again, weird. How do you manage a relationship like that? And apparently he's got footage of so much stuff that went on between him. Why are you filming the events of your relationship? Is that something to be used at a later date? This guy is really weird to me. There's really something kind of off kilter about him and their relationship. And I forgot to mention this, but in the course of his conversation with her, while he's trying to teach her how to behave in polite company, he's telling her that he's a great man. He's a great man and he's doing great things. And she needs to be supportive. Now, Jonathan Majors might be a good actor, but I think he's overstating it when he puts himself in the class with Dr. King. And then, when the incident went down between them, he just dumped her. One minute he's talking to her about staying on the plane. Apparently they've made long-term plans together. And the next minute he's dumped her, and now he's going around with Megan Good. So Megan Good is the fallback woman. Now, clearly the relationship between Jonathan Majors and this Grace Jabbari woman was toxic. And you're going to wait until you get in trouble with the law to decide to break up with the person, and now all of a sudden you're going around everywhere with this other woman calling her the missus and all this kind of stuff. This is just so crazy. This is one for the books. This is one for the ages. There is nothing about this relationship that makes sense based on what I call basic common sense. There's nothing about this that makes sense to me. First of all, when the woman came in drunk, that's very telling. And then she was sprawled out on the floor. I don't know if her dress was up or whatever, but the police was there, and he put a blanket over her, covered her, because the things seemed like she was in a very compromising looking situation. And in that tape, she didn't seem a little tipsy. She seemed like she was knocked out drunk. That is a very bad look for a woman. It's a bad look for a man too, but it's really a bad look for a woman. Why are you with a woman like that you got to lecture and give advice about how to behave and carry herself? Why would you even be with a woman who's going to go out and get drunk and come home drunk? I mean, honestly, you're a serious man? You want to be taken seriously? And this is who you have for a partner? So I'm just saying that nothing about Jonathan Majors makes sense to me. And the fact that there are so many black men on X making memes about him running from this woman, and it's just hilarious. But it goes to show that I'm not the only one that thinks this is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous relationship. So however this turns out, it'll probably be about right. He might get off because clearly they had a toxic relationship. So there was probably mutual aggression between them. So anyway, I just thought this was really strange. Of all the things that he could tell her, he would tell her that she should behave like two black women, like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama. Now she's come from England. The Queen and the royal family are supposed to be their role models. And she rejected that. But she's going to behave like Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama? I seriously doubt it. I think Coretta Scott King and Michelle Obama are wonderful role models for women who would be serious about supporting a husband who was involved in serious work. But for somebody like Grace Jabbari, I think the essence of who these two women are would go right over her head. But okay, y'all, let me know what you think about the video. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.